Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all my Yu-Gi-Oh! Legendary 5D's deck opening. This is a pretty awesome set introducing the 3 different decks from the 5D's characters, Crow, Akiza, and Yusei, all remade into specific decks for you to build from this booster set, including new support for Yusei in the form of his junk monsters that he ran from the 5D's anime. A very awesome lineup of cards, including a good number of reprints, are available in this booster set. I think the big thing that people are obviously looking for from this set are the reprinted Mulcharmies, making the Mulcharmies all the more available for people to have access to in this booster set. So I figured we'd open up the entire set and, show what you get with each and every one. So we have the actual decks that you get. So we have the Blackwing deck, the Akiza deck. It looks like they start off with the Ultra Rares. That's why we see Miracle Fertilizer first. And then Yusei's Junk deck with the newly revealed Junk cards inside as well. We have the promo pack also, which we'll open up first. I think you get the chibi forms and the different tokens in this one. So let's go ahead and see what we got. So we have Stardust Dragon in its chibi form. Some people are a fan of the chibi cards, some people aren't. They were, first in the Monster Mayhem set. And we got a couple more in this pack. We have Stardust Dragon, Black Rose Dragon, Black Winged Dragon, and then the token cards with chibi forms of Yusei, Akiza, and Crow, all in secret rare foiling, which is very nice because it does match the actual lineup of cards that we got from the Monster Mayhem set, since they were all secret also. But let's go ahead and jump right into the actual decks to show what we get with each one of these individual decks. Now, I do believe you still have to pick up multiples of each one of these decks if you want to get full playsets for the Yusei cards, because I think we only get one ofs for each of the new ones. But we have Full Speed Warrior, a remade form of Speed Warrior. I would say a more consistent one. The other one just had a double attack option. This is more or less just a search card, so very good there for sure. We have Scrap Synchron, another new tuner for the deck. For a Synchro Summon, you can substitute this card for any Synchron tuner, which is much better than Quick Draw, I would say, just for its ease of being a level 1 tuner instead of a level 5 like Quick Draw Synchron was. So, very awesome. Ultra rare there as well. Synchro Fellowship for our next Ultra. Add 2 monsters from your deck to hand. 1 Junk Synchron and 1 monster that mentions Junk Warrior or Stardust Dragon. So, more search power. You can see this is like the final hurrah for the cards that Yusei played in his final duel against Jack in the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D series. We have Junk Warrior Extreme, the new version of Junk Warrior. Awesome artwork as well. I can't wait because we're getting the Junk Warrior Assault Mode cards as well. So those are going to be fun to incorporate into the deck also. Scrap Warrior, another new Synchro as well, added into the deck. Very awesome looking card. Some common forms, we have Anchor Bolt Hedgehog, which is a new card, so just more special summon power, controlling a Junk Warrior or a monster that mentions it. So, new form there. Same with Crossroad Sonic Chick. It's funny, the name of the pack was Crossroads of Chaos, the second one with Black Rose Dragon. Now we have Crossroad Sonic Chick, another new form of the card here. One-way Synchro, kind of showing Yusei in his Excel form on his dual runner there with this trap as well. And then we have Junk Synchron. We may have multiples for these cards here. We have 2 copies, it looks like, for Junk Synchron. 1 copy of Wheel Synchron. 2 copies or 3 copies of Stardust Synchron. I believe the box might show the numbers. Yeah, it has the ×3 for each one of the cards on the actual box. Revolution Synchron's a good reprint as well. Satellite Synchron, Assault Synchron. I think that was just in the Megatin as well as a common. Jet Synchron, Junk Converter. How many copies of Junk Converter do we have? 3 copies. Okay, very good, because that's a very good card as well. Doppel Warrior, we have 1 copy. We have the 2 copies of Effect Veiler. 1 copy of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. We have Perulia in this deck, which I believe they split up the Mulcharmies in all 3 of the decks. On your mark, get set, duel. 2 copies there. Tuning, we have 2 copies, along with the alternate art copy here. Duelist Genesis, Synchro Rumble is another good reprint. Clashing Souls, I believe this is another new card. I may be wrong, though. I think maybe this did exist before. It came out of the Duelist Saga set. I'm just seeing the full artwork now, since it's not fully foiled. I can see Red Dragon Archfiend in the background a little better. Scrap Fist, 1 for 1. Scrapyard, that's a good reprint for sure, because it just, for the actual scrap deck, this was a pretty pricey super rare that wasn't reprinted for the longest time. Call by the Grave, Crossout Designator, Forbidden Droplet, all 3 good reprints. Synchro Zone, Infinite Impermanence, another good trap reprint. We have the alternate art for Junk Warrior as well. Junk Speeder, common version of Stardust Dragon, Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon, Formula Synchron, Stardust Warrior, Shooting Star Dragon, and we end off with the Crimson Dragon. So no Shooting Quasar, but still some awesome Synchro lineup as well. Not as many junk cards I thought I'd see for the deck, but still plenty, I'd say, to work with the newer line of support for the deck for sure. On to the next one, which is the Akiza deck. So let's see where the little tab to open this up. It's on the side here for this one. All right, so there if we can get it. Can we get it? I don't want to damage the cards, so there we go. So yeah, we're starting off with Miracle Fertilizer for this one. There's our Ultra for that. And then an Ultra Rare for Black Garden. It's pretty cool. We have Basil Rose Shoot, Blooming of the Darkest Rose, Perelius, Empress of the Flowers, Lone Fire Blossom, and there's no new cards in the Black Rose or the Crow deck. These are all reprinted cards. We have 3 copies of Lone Fire Blossom, Witch of the Black Rose, Spore, Rose Lover, Blue Rose Dragon, Ghost Ogre, we got 2 copies of that. Red Rose Dragon, we got 3 copies of. White Rose Dragon, we have 3 copies of. Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, Rose Princess, Rose Girl, Rox Rose Dragon, we have 3 copies of, yep. Ruddy Rose Witch, we have 3 copies of. There's Meows, another needed reprint, I would say. And what's cool is because what the value for these decks go for, and if what the Mulch Army cards are stays at that value, they're a good chunk of the value altogether right there for these decks, which is what people are going to buy them for anyway. Monster Reborn, Terraforming, another Miracle Fertilizer, Black Garden, common this time, Fragrant Storm, Thorn of Malice, Frozen Rose, White Rose Cloister, Basil Rose Shooting Common, 2 more copies of Infinite Impermanence with this deck. And then we have Black Rose Dragon, Splendid Rose, Black Rose Moonlit Dragon, or Moonlight Dragon, Garden Rose Maiden, another good reprint, Cross Rose Dragon, we got 2 copies of, Ruddy Rose in common form with 2 copies, and then we end the Akiza deck with the Garden Rose Flora. So overall, should be very easy to build the Black Rose Dragon deck. All you would need really are the newer cards from Doom of Dimensions, which of course they wouldn't put in this booster set. They want you to buy the Doom of Dimensions set to get those cards. For the Blackwing deck, we have Vayu, an ultra rare, Icarus Attack, an ultra rare, Blackbird Close, Blackwing Armor Master, Blackwing Nothon the Starlight, and then for our commons, we have Gale the Whirlwind, Bora the Spear, Droll and Lockbird, we got 2 copies of there, Blackwing Chris the Crack of the Dawn, Sharing the Waning Moon, Orochi the Squall, Harmattan the Dust, Ash Blossom, 2 more copies. You're getting a lot of Ash Blossoms from one deck as well, which is very cool. And then we have Simoon the Poison Wind, which we got the 3 copies of, Ghost Mourner, Veda, the Emblem of the Wandering, we have 3 copies of, Shamal the Sandstorm, 3 copies, Chinook the Snow Blast, we have 3 copies, and then Sudri the Phantom Glimmer. I think the one thing is just like the lack of some of the older Blackwings in this deck. And then in this one we have Fulos, very fitting because it's a winged beast monster also. Mystical Space Typhoon, Book of Moon. We have 2 copies of Black Whirlwind, Forbidden Chalice, Call by the Grave, 2 copies of Black Feather Whirlwind, Delta Crow Anti-Reverse, Twin Shadow, and then for our synchros, we have Armed Wing, Silver Wind, Blackwing Dragon, Blackwing Full Armor Master, Blackwing Assault Dragon in common form with 2 copies, Borea Storm, the Wicked Wind. We end with 2 additional copies there. All in all, very, very awesome for this type of deck. You get a lot of good cards for your money's worth and just a big homage to what are and is considered a lot of people's favorite series from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's set. But I hope you all enjoyed the opening. Definitely look forward to the Junk Warrior deck update. If you want to see any of the other 2 decks updated as well, let me know down in the comments below. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira Twig out.